Hi everyone, now welcome back to Tropical Plus. So we're going to have a good look around the garden after the freeze and just see how everything is doing and what steps I've put in place to assist with protecting the plants throughout the winter. So Fargesia rufa, no issues at all. The Roostophaena is obviously defoliated for the winter, has this amazing furry texture to the bark. Fattias and Euphorbia looking good, all looking good down here. As you can see, herbaceous stuff has died off. I use these little red flags to let me know where any perennials are that I might lose. And now we just have a kind of healthy evergreen backdrop to look at. So touch Panax, flowers are holding on in there, they're all been frosted off. There is some greenery in the crown though. Dixonia Antarctica looking good. You can now see this lovely looking Nandina and Heuchera underneath there as well. Camarops humilis always looks good, and then the Schefflera alpina, that's still looking good. Looks a bit ropey on the Schefflera taiwaniana, but a fleece bag in the worst weather will help that out. Leatherleaf viburnum, I'm hoping that's going to just grow up and just fill that space there. That's the plan. There's a Mahonia in flower there and a Fatsia just losing its flowers in a windy spot here. And as you can see on the ground, there is lots of mulch everywhere now, protecting everything. So good 4 inches of mulch. I've still got a bit more to put on in other places, but it's protecting everything really well. Muzella lasiocarpa well protected. I'm leaving this Solanum lacinatum out as an experiment just to see what happens, because there have been reports of it being evergreen. We shall see. So Concosmia, I need to cut those back. Phormium's looking good. This area is in for a revamp this winter, so stay tuned for future videos on that. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. But that down there is a Philostachys nigra, and that has flowered all year, so that's going to come out. I'm going to see if I can recover it. Ricinus needs to come out. That Phormium's coming out. I've got some other hardy evergreens to put in there. So basically a bit of a revamp in this section here. Nandina obsessed looking good with the Arum italicum, always a good sign for winter. And then lots of hardy evergreen grasses at the base of this beautiful waggy. Echium looking good still, and the crown, despite some of it being browned off, seems to be trying to push out some more leaves. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with protection of that. And if you haven't seen my other videos on it, have a look back on the channel. There's lots about protecting these in winter. Bitsporum daphneoides, I'm really looking forward to this sizing up with those wonderful big glossy leaves. Stelia silver shadow, I need to just cut back some of this herbaceous growth in here. Cordline survived the freeze. As you can see on the floor here, this is what I do for mulching around anything that requires a lot of nutrients in the ground, and it's a bit of protection. So I cut back all of the herbaceous growth and just spread it across the border. And what this does is it just assists in giving an extra layer of protection. Once I cut or protect these musas, which it's not on the horizon yet because we're still above 5 degrees and no signs of freezes in sight, so it's going to stay where it is. But once I do cut them back, those leaves will go on the ground as well, and then a good ton or so of manure in this section here just to give it an extra bit of nutrition. because all of the plants that grow in this section here are requiring high, or to take up a lot of nitrogen. They need a lot of nitrogen to grow. The more nutrients I can put in the ground now, the better. This clump of Miscanthus giganteus hasn't done the best this year because it's just been shaded out, so that's going to get moved. Now we can step on the beds. So there's a big Canna musifolia protected back there with a big clump of, or a big load of leaves, its own leaves to protect it. This Tetrapanax is still growing, so it's getting a nice bit of protection for some reason. And then there is a Solanum lacinatum there that is still growing evergreen. So with a bit of protection, it does carry on growing. So we now look at this section here. We can't normally see this in the peak growing seasons, but this is a Melanocylinium decipiens, which is a black parsley, and grow it for the foliage and the stripy stems there. Kind of red Russian protected behind that, and then this has been hidden all year as well. So this is Pseudopanax moa's toes. It's not put on really any growth this year because it's just been shaded out. And I do like this. It's just a bog standard Virginia pink crispy, but I just love the leaves. So this is going to grow and fill out this section here and put on a bit of height and a bit of variegation in all this green. So the cordyline is growing really well. Another Fargesia rufa there at the back, and again this kind of jungle mulch around everything at the moment around here. So in this section here now, if you've seen the video on protecting my Colocasia pink chinas, that's the clump in there. There is our lovely fern in there just hidden away, but I've noticed there's a heck of a trunk growing on this cordyline now, so it's going to give me underplanting opportunities. This Scheffler alpina has been left out in the elements, no protection. There are a few little bits of damage on the newer growth, but there's nothing really to write home about. It seems to be standing up really well. Fatsia polycarpa, do love this plant. And then this Trachycarpus, you can now see it. It has started to really look like a very beautiful palm. Just really looking forward to the trunk putting on some height. It has grown 3 or 4 inches this year, but it's nothing to write home about. And then lots of other hardy evergreens. These things are just beautiful. Mahonia, Sweet Winter. There is an Abelia grandiflora. I'm going to have to move that. It's not in the right position because this is going to get quite large eventually. Camrops humilis. Acanacloa macra there has gone past its best. Lots of other hardy evergreens, and the loquat seems to be doing all right there. It's very happy. Allostriatula, I know it's changed its name, but I can never remember it. Looking good. Berinda hanging on in there. So looking at the beds from this angle, I love it when herbaceous stuff dives back and you can just see what's going on with your hardy evergreens. I did move the Aurelia elata into its new position, and also to move the Polonia into its new spot as well. So generally everything looks very healthy. Just some hardy evergreens I've got growing in this section here. Pseudosassa japonica, arrow bamboo, never going in the ground. I did try that once about 20 years ago and knowing nothing about it, and it just spread like wildfire, so it's not happening again. It's various nandinas I'm growing on, and other pots of stuff. This is my sheltered corner and everything's looking good. Bootia, absolutely no problems at all. Various different scheffleras and other palm trees in here. Let's have a peek in the greenhouse. All looking really good. So I did get asked the question the other day, how often do I water stuff in here? And the answer is, I water it when it's needed. It's been quite mild, so the stuff that isn't in the propagators, I don't water until it actually needs it, until, you know, stick my finger in a pot. If I get to like a couple of knuckles down and it's dry, then it gets a bit of water, but not too much. And then same thing with the propagator really. A couple of times a week, everything in the propagators get watered because it does tend to dry out being a heated propagator. But everything's still looking very healthy. Maintenance is required with plants, etc. in this because leaves do die off and they need to be cut back just so we don't get any diseases, etc. But yeah, all looking good. And that's it really. Scheffler glabrescens. So looking forward to growing that up. And another Taiwaniana. I'm growing these in the greenhouse because I just want them to keep growing over the season, and I found that this Scheffler Taiwaniana was flushing all throughout winter, so why not? So thanks for watching if you got this far, and please subscribe if you haven't. Lots more videos coming up throughout winter and of course into spring next year. If you have any questions, stick them in the comments, I'll be happy to answer, and I'll see you on the next video.